Guys, sometimes I'll get the urge to clean my house, cook some food, and invite some friends over. Probably when you guys grow up, you'll feel the same way. Or maybe you already do that. I don't know. But sometimes I get sad because I had this one friend, his name was Joe, and I would always invite him over. And in fact, his name was Old Joe Clark, if you want to say his whole name. Some of you know the story. I would invite Joe over, and I would always make sure he had the nicest food when he came over. Sometimes I would cook steak. I would make sure that he had the most comfy couch. And this guy, he never invited me back over to his house. And I'm like, I always invite you over. How come you never invite me over? Well, one day he finally did invite me over, and I began to think, wow, I'm kind of glad you didn't invite me over, because when I got there, it was very odd. I rung the doorbell. He came to the door, and his feet were bare, but his shoes and socks were on his hands. And I was starting to think, something's a little off here. And so we went to go eat because it was dinner time. And he was actually eating some steak, but he didn't offer me any. And he gave me some milk to drink, and it was a little sour. A little strange. Well, the other odd thing about him was that he had built his own house, and everything seemed a little off. Took some getting used to, but... So after a while of being there and drinking the sour milk and not really having the best time, I was kind of ready to say goodbye or fare thee well, which is the old-fashioned way of saying goodbye. During this song, could you guys wave goodbye whenever I get to the fare thee well part? Fare thee well, Old Joe Clark, fare thee well, I say. Fare thee well, Old Joe Clark, ain't got long to stay. I went down to Old Joe's house, he met me at the door. Shoes and stockings in his hands, his bare feet on the floor. Fare thee well, Old Joe Clark, fare thee well, I say. Fare thee well, Old Joe Clark, ain't got long to stay. I went down to Old Joe's house, never been there before. He slept on the corn shock bed, and I slept on the floor. Fare thee well, Old Joe Clark, fare thee well, I say. Fare thee well, Old Joe Clark, ain't got long to stay. I went down to Old Joe's house, he told me to come and eat. I drank all the curdled milk, and he ate all the meat. Fare thee well, Old Joe Clark, fare thee well, I say. Fare thee well, Old Joe Clark, ain't got long to stay. Old Joe Clark, he had a wife, name of Mary Lou. She had 2 great big brown eyes. The other 2 were blue. Fare thee well, Old Joe Clark, fare thee well, I say. Fare thee well, Old Joe Clark, ain't got long to stay. Old Joe Clark, he built a house, told his friends it's neat. He built the floors above his head, the ceilings under his feet. Fare thee well, Old Joe Clark, fare thee well, I say. Fare thee well, Old Joe Clark, ain't got long to stay.